Hello everyone, welcome to EloGrid. In this video, I am going to talk about debugging in UiPath. Go to UiPath Studio. I already have few sequence workflows here. Go to the main sequence workflow and add sequence activity and rename the activity. Drag and drop invoke workflow file activity. The invoke workflow file used for invoke a process. Also, we can import arguments that are used in the process, and you can launch your workflow by clicking the open workflow option. Click on the folder icon to choose your invoke workflow. Here you can see few workflow which we created already. Select your workflow to invoke. Let's start to check debugging option one by one. Go to debug tab. Debugging of a single file or the whole project can be performed both from the design or debug ribbon tabs. We will begin with the step into option. Step into option used for to debug activities one at a time. When this action is triggered, the debugger opens and highlights the activity before it is executed. The keyboard shortcut for step into is F11. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint. Go on, click on step into option. The process has now started. The main page sequence is highlighted in this example. Let's go on, click continue. You can see now how each action is triggered one by one. Let's take a look at the step over option. Step over option used for step over does not open the current container. When we use step over, the action debugs the next activity, highlighting the containers such as flowchart, sequence, or invoke workflow file activities without opening them. This action comes in handy for skipping analysis of large containers. Step over is available using F10 keyboard shortcut. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint. Go on, click on step over option. The process has now started. The main page sequence is highlighted. Let's go on, click continue. Just observe the process execution here. The process completed without opening the workflow file. Now we will look at the step out option. Step out completes the execution of the activities in the current container before pausing the debugging. Step out is available using the Shift F11 keyboard shortcut. Look at it from a practical standpoint. Before we start the execution, just open your workflow file and place the breakpoint in any one of the activity to see the step out execution. Now close the sequence. Go and click on step out option. Now the process execution is started. Click on continue. Here you see it is reached out till the breakpoint. Now if you click the step out option, you can see the process is executed without executing each step. Now click continue to complete the process. Now we will look at the breakpoint option. The break allows you to pause the debugging process at any given moment. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint. Open your workflow file to pause the process. Set a breakpoint of any of the activities. Right click on the activity which you want to pause. Click on toggle breakpoint. Once you click toggle breakpoint, you will see the activity highlighted in red. Let's execute the process. You can choose any one of the options, step into, step over, or step out to execute the process. I will execute the process with the step into option. This breakpoint is used to check the execution outcome while the process is executing. Now the process execution will be paused at the place where the breakpoint is set. If you want to continue, click continue to complete the process. Let's go to the slow step mode. Slow step option used for enables you to take a closer look at any activities during debugging. Slow step can be activated both before or during the debugging process. The actions comes with 4 different speeds. Slow step at 1x runs is the slowest and the fastest at 4x. The selected speed step runs the debugging process slower than the previous one. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint. You can see that the slow step option turned off now. Let's run the process to see what's happening. The process has been completed. While the slow step is turned off, we are unable to see the process execution step. Go and increase the slow step speed, then run the process. Now you can see that each activity is running at the speed you set. Let's move to execution trial option. Execution trial option used for, it shows the exact execution path at debugging. As the process is executed, each activity is highlighted and marked in the designer panel. Executed activities are marked and highlighted in green. Activities that were not executed are not marked in any way. Activities that throw an exception are marked and highlighted in red. Let's look at it from a practical standpoint. Here I have another process to see the practice of execution trial. Enable execution trial on the design tab. Then execute the process. The execution is started. Here you can see the activities are marked and highlighted in orange. It means the step execution not yet completed. Let's continue the process. Here you can see executed activities are marked and highlighted in green, and the activities that were not executed are not marked. If there is an exception on the flow activities, it will be marked and highlighted in red. Now we will look at the highlight element option. UI elements are highlighted during debugging. The option can be used both with regular and step-by-step debugging. Here I have another process to see the practice of highlighted elements. This process is about entering the data into the Windows application. Let's execute the process without enable the highlight element option to see the difference before and after. Here the bot is filling the details into the Windows application, whatever we captured at the development time. The process has been completed. Now go and enable highlight elements option on the design tab. Then execute the process. The execution is started. You see, before sending the data, every element is now marked in red. Let's move to the log activity option. Log activity used for debugging activities are displayed as a trace logs in the output panel. This is not applicable for invoked workflows unless these files are opened in the designer panel. Let's execute the process without enable log activity option to see the difference before and after. The process has been started. Observe the output panel. It's only displaying the status of the process start and end messages. Let's enable the log activities and debug the process. The process has been started. Observe the output panel. Every activity execution is recorded after you enable log activities. Thank you for watching. Connect with us for more tutorials.